Hello everyone, how are you all doing? I hope you're all well. First of all, before we start with the video, I just wanted to give a huge thanks to everyone that watched my first couple of videos. It really means a lot, I appreciate it. For today I decided to do a Premier League prediction video, mostly because I had some free time. I already logged in my FPL team, so I'm just waiting for the season to start. The Premier League season starts tomorrow with the Crystal Palace Arsenal game kicking off at the night at 8 or 9 o'clock, something like that. So I decided to try a little bit. I decided to try and put a video that's a little bit different from the FPL videos. Now on this channel most of the videos will be about FPL, but I will put some general videos about football here and there, you know, some Premier League, Champions League videos. In the winter I'll put some World Cup videos and things like that. So this Premier League predictor that I found has all the 20 teams in it, so I wasn't sure if I should just do the relegation and the top 6, but we will do all the 20 and see if we can get most of them correct. Getting all of them correct is impossible. I don't think anyone can do it, but let's see how we will do. So I will start from the bottom and work my way up to the champions. So we will start with the relegation, and I will start with the 20th place. I think the team that will finish last this season will be, and I can never get their name correct, I think it's Bournemouth or something like that. I think they will finish last. This is a very different Bournemouth team from the one playing in the Prem couple of seasons ago, and good job on them for getting back in the Prem, but I can't see them getting anything other than that. I don't think they are a Premier League quality team, and I'm very confident they will get relegated. I will be shocked if they don't. 20th for them. Now moving to 90th, I put another team that just got promoted, and that team is Nottingham Forest. Let me just switch them around if I can. Yes, okay, Nottingham Forest. I don't have the best knowledge about this team. They got promoted by playoffs, and they finished the regular season in 4th place. They got a couple of solid signings since then that could potentially work for them. One is Jesse Lingard, and also the goalkeeper from United, Dean Henderson. So they also got a good striker, I guess, from the Bundesliga. His name is something like Avonii, I believe. They are probably the most exciting team from the promoted ones for me, and I can't wait to watch their games, but I really can't see how they can stay up. I hope they prove me wrong and stay up. Not a lot of people know about this, but they are one of those, how do you call them, sleeping giant clubs. They have won the Champions League in the past, twice actually, so it would be cool if they become a Premier League regulars once again. So prove me wrong and stay in the league. I hope you do. Now moving to place 18. Now this won't be Fulham, who are the other team that got promoted. In 18 I actually went for Brentford. this is a little bit of a surprise. I just think it's a back to reality season for Brentford. They did really well to stay up last year, and at some point of the season they played some really good football. But Eriksen was the vital point of that, and he was the one creating all the chances for the strikers. And with him gone, I wonder who will step up in his place. Tony is a good striker, but you are only as good as the chances you are getting, and will he get enough chances to score goals? Let's see. I predict they will be in the relegation battle at least. Now moving to one place up, or the 17th, I went with Leeds FC. I think this will be a hard season for Leeds. They lost their main man Rafinha to Barcelona, and till this moment they haven't really replaced him yet. Bamford coming back from injury is good for them, but will that be enough? I'm not sure that will be the case. I also think that firing Bielsa last season was a mistake from the club, and I predict they will have a very hard season and they will be dragged into the relegation battle, but I have a feeling they will just manage to stay up, so 17th for them. Another team that will be possibly at some point battling for trying to stay up, trying not to get relegated, will be Fulham. They are another one of those yo-yo teams that every year they seem to either get promoted in the Premier League and then get demoted straight away, or relegated rather, straight away into the Championship, just like Norwich. But this year could potentially change that. They dominated the Championship last season. They got some good signings. Pereira in the midfield is one, and they're about to sign the Arsenal backup keeper Bernd Leno, which would be good for them if they can manage it. Plus they have some good players in their team already, like their striker Alexander Mitrovic, who scored crazy amounts of goals last year. So I think this will be one of the 3 teams that got promoted that will actually stay in the Premier League this season. So I put them in 16th. Now moving one place up, I have Southampton in 15th. I really don't have much to say about them. They are a very quiet team in the transfer window. It seems to me like the club only cares about making sure they stay in the league, and they don't really have any bigger wishes than that. They do have a couple of solid quality players already in Ward-Prowse, Walker Peters, and their striker Che Adams, but that's pretty much it. I don't really expect much for them. They will stay up and they'll probably finish the season a couple of gamings earlier, and that's pretty much it for them. Now another team that will be in the bottom half of the table will be Everton. Can I just do this? Yes, that's better. So Everton, I'm not impressed by them at the moment. I expect them to have a slightly better season than last year, but that's only because this season they are some other weaker teams. I don't think they will be. I don't think they will get pulled into a relegation battle this time around. But that's about it from them. I don't expect much more. One more team. The next team that's going to be placed 13th, in my opinion, will be Wolverhampton. This might be a surprise for most of you, and it might be a too low place for them. The reason I put them 13th is their main man, their striker Jimenez, recently got another injury and is expected to be out of the team for some time. He could potentially miss the whole first part of the season, so my question is there other attacking options if they can replace his goals? So the likes of Neto and Podence and such really need to step it up this year, and I'm still not confident they will. Prove me wrong, I guess, but I expect them to finish somewhere between 11th and 13th, definitely bottom half of the table. Now we move to the teams that I think will finish mid-table. So the 12th spot is reserved for Crystal Palace. They are a little bit of an unknown team for a lot of people. We always think of Wilfred Zaha when we think of Palace, and usually that is justified. But if he plays, if he plays good, they play good as a team, and when he doesn't, they fall apart. This could potentially be the year when that changes, because they have some exciting young creative midfield players in Eze and Olis. I believe that's how you pronounce his name. Plus they have a potentially very good striker in Edward, but they need to move away from players like Benteke and Jordan Ayew and give these young players a chance to prove themselves. 12th for Crystal Palace. Now we move to 11th, and I think that will be Brighton. Brighton are a very exciting team. Potter is a great manager, and I have to say I'm surprised that he still hasn't made the change to a bigger club. They play good and entertaining and attacking football, and I expect them to finish somewhere in the middle of the table, either 10th or 11th, something like that. Another team that you can pretty much say the same thing as for them as Brighton is Newcastle. Another very good team, very exciting team. They have some good players. They play attacking football, and they should win the majority of the games that they play against the lower half teams. They are getting better with every new season because they have a lot of money, so they will get a lot of good players. At the moment, I expect them to finish somewhere around the 10th spot, possibly in the top half, but in the upcoming seasons they could become a team that fights for possibly, I don't know about the Champions League, but probably about the Europa League spots. We move one place up, and the next team is, where are they? I can't see them. Here they are, Aston Villa. Now Aston Villa, Steven Gerrard was a good signing for them. and their squad is surprisingly big, with some players that don't have. A couple of their players didn't have a good season last year, but they seem to come back in form this year. So players like Leon Bailey, they could be very important for them, and with other already proven players like Coutinho and Buendia in the midfield to supply them with passes, they could be an exciting and entertaining attacking team. I'm sorry, I got tired, I believe. Let me just drink a little bit of water. So what I was trying to say is they have some exciting attacking players like Leon Bailey and Ollie Watkins. So with players like Coutinho and Buendia in the midfield creating for them, they could create and score a lot of goals, and they could potentially finish even higher that I placed them, but this is their position for now. Let me just count. I'm not sure. So 12th, 11th, 10th, 9th. This says 8. So we need one more team in this mid-table group. Okay. So the last team that I will put in this group will be Leicester City. Leicester will have a better season than last year. They have no European football this year, so they can focus on the league. Their defense is a concern with Schmeichel leaving, and one thing I have to say about them is there is some weird transfer activity going on there at the moment. I'm not sure why Schmeichel, first of all, why he decided to leave, and for a team that's not really an upgrade for him. I mean, joining the French league from the Premier League, is that an upgrade? I think not. I'm hearing rumors about players like Fofana trying to go to Chelsea, Newcastle being interested in Maddison, and these are all key players for Leicester. Fofana is their best defender in my opinion, and James Maddison is their all-around their best player, and Kasper Schmeichel was their captain, so I'm not really sure what's going on at the club. They are selling a lot of players, or trying to sell a lot of players, and they're not really getting many other players in their place. So if these rumors are true and they really plan to sell all of these players, then I would have to put them lower than 8th, probably somewhere around 10th or 11th, something like that. But at the moment, with the players they have, I will put them in 8th. Now we get to the UEFA 5th, 6th. The 7th spot is actually not. It's not the UEFA qualification. It's the how do you call it? That new competition. It's not UEFA. It's Conference League. Yes, that's the name. This isn't correct. So the 7th spot is the Conference League qualification spot, and I will put West Ham in 7th. West Ham are very good. They were a very good team last year, and they will be one this year as well. Last year they lost a little bit of steam at the end because of their Europa League run, but they have bought a couple of more players. They bought a backup striker in Scamazza from Italy, and also a backup midfielder, so they have a bigger squad this year. Plus they managed to keep Declan Rice in the team, who is a key player for them. So this will be another good and exciting season for West Ham, but I still don't think they can get into the top 6 spots, but they will be the best from the rest. Let's say it like that. Now we're left with the top 6, and not surprisingly, the 6 biggest clubs in the Premier League will be placed top 6. Now 5th and 6th I will place them together because I see them, I think they are at the same position at the moment, and they will battle it out with each other for the 5th spot, and those two teams are Arsenal and Man United. I will place them, yes, like this. I think Arsenal will be 5th and Man United 6th, but that could easily turn out to be the other way around. United could finish 5th, but in the moment I think Arsenal is a little bit better. They are both going in the right direction. They got good coaches with clear ideas. They are buying players that fit in their systems, and they will be better in the upcoming seasons. But at the moment I don't think they have the quality to challenge for the top 4 spots yet, but they could potentially reach there in the next season or the season after. So Arsenal, I predict they will finish 5th and Man United 6th. Now we are left with the Champions League spots, and in 4th I decided to go for Chelsea. Now Chelsea will fall off a little bit from last year. Last season they were considered to be up there with Man City and Liverpool competing for the title, but since that they had a little bit of a roster change. They sold some players, they bought some others, and they will need some time to gel those players together, for those players to learn how to play with each other. But once they do, they will be a very good team. Now I think they will fall off a little bit from last season, but I'm still confident they will finish 4th easily. They won't be challenged by that position by Arsenal or Man United. So I predict 4th for Chelsea. Now we move into 3rd position, and I will put Spurs in there. Spurs got a lot of new signings, very good ones, and Conte has a clear plan of what he thinks his best team is, and he's a very good manager in my opinion. He's done some very crazy things in his career, like he just won the Serie A with Inter 2 seasons ago, after Juventus won it for like 10 years, so that was very, very impressive. And he was also the manager of Chelsea when they won the Premier League last time. Was it 2015 or 2016, something like that. So I have a huge respect for Conte. I think he's a very good manager. Kane and Son also seem to be at the peak of their careers, and as long as they play together, they will score a lot of goals. They will get a lot of assists, so that leaves the rest of the team to make sure they don't concede that many goals, and they should get a lot of wins this season. So I predict Spurs will finish in third. Now we are left with two teams, the two best teams in the Premier League, and possibly two of the best, if not the two best teams in the world. Well, maybe we can put Real Madrid with them in that group because they won the Champions League this season, so we should put some respect on their name. But two of the best teams in the world, definitely, Man City and Liverpool. Now these two teams will fight for the Premier League title this season, and I don't think anyone else can get close to them. And this race will come down to the wire. They will be close to each other until the end, and the title will be decided by a couple of points, I believe. Now, I'm not a Liverpool fan, but I will cheer for them because I want someone different to win it this year. City has won it 4 of the last 5 years, and I don't want the Premier League to become one of those leagues that get dominated by one team. That's very, very boring. So I'm hoping that Liverpool will break City's dominance. So you could possibly say that this pick is slightly subjective, but I'm gonna stick to my gut, and I will say that Liverpool will be champions and City will finish second. Now there is a couple of reasons why I think this could potentially happen, and one of those reasons is that City sold a couple of players this year. So they sold Raheem Sterling, they sold Gabriel Jesus, and they are about to sell Bernardo Silva as well. So that's 3 very important attacking players for them, and in their place they got 2 strikers. So they will have to change the way they play. They used to get a lot of midfielders running into the box to score goals, and their wide players used to shoot a lot from open wide positions, but now they will have to focus on that attacker number 9 position. So they will have to change the way they play, and that might take a little bit. I'm not very sure that they will just start playing with a proper number 9 game week 1 and don't really get some problems with it at the beginning. And Liverpool on the other side, they are pretty much the same team that played last season with only Mane leaving, and they have Luis Diaz in his place. So you know exactly what you're gonna get from Liverpool, and they know exactly how they want to play, how they want to set up. So this could potentially be a positive for Liverpool, but I guess we'll have to see how Man City play with a number 9, because they haven't had a number 9 for a couple of seasons. I think the title will come down to whoever has the easiest fixtures at the end of the season, so the last 4 or 5 game weeks, and from what I saw, I believe that's Liverpool. So I predict they will be the champions. I hope they will be the champions this year, and the rest, yeah, I think that's good. There are a couple of teams I'm not so sure about my predictions. Leicester is one of those teams. They could finish a lot lower than where I put them. Nottingham Forest is another team. I'm not really sure I placed them correctly. I haven't watched a lot of their games, and I'm very excited to watch them this season, so we will see what they do. but other than those teams, I'm very happy with these predictions. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So anyways, I appreciate you all watching. If you enjoy videos like this, and if you play Fantasy Premier League, please consider watching some of my other videos and maybe subscribe to the channel. I appreciate it, and I will see you all at the next video. Goodbye.